Welcome to Student Connections, where students connect with their community.
Hello and welcome to Student Connection on M6, your hometown station. I'm Dalton Hollinsworth, and joining with me here today is Mr. Farnsworth. How are you doing today?
Great, Dalton. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm going to ask you a few questions if that's all right?
Yes.
All right, let's start off. How's the school year going thus far?
This school year, Dalton, has been one of the best we've ever had. The students' participation in extracurricular activities, the students excelling in the classroom academically. We couldn't be prouder of the student conduct and behavior each and every day. We feel really fortunate, and we expect this to be our best.
So we hear a lot about enrollment numbers in schools these days. How has the enrollment changed for this year?
As you know, and Michigan has struggled economically for several years. So I think Marysville High School has maintained good attendance and high enrollment, while the rest of the state has declined. So I think that's a credit to just a real positive community that we live in, quality teaching staff, and real involved, committed students. And I see our numbers going up in the next 2 or 3 years. I'm going to anticipate maybe enrollment could go up about 100 students in the next 3 years.
And is school of choice a big factor for that?
I think schools of choice plays a role in enrollment K-12 in Marysville Public Schools. We are a quality school district. We do great things for kids, and I think it's recognized in the area. So yes, we do get a lot of school of choice kids to Marysville, and I think we benefit from that.
So testing and readiness is a big thing for everybody in the school.
Yes.
How are the students doing academically this year?
Yes. Testing and assessment are important, Dalton, but I really believe our highest priority is safety for the kids. Each and every day, we want our kids to feel safe every moment. Secondly, we want all of our students to feel a strong sense of belonging. So whether that's participation in the fine arts or in athletics or Spanish club, whatever it might be, I think if you can make kids feel safe and they have a strong sense of belonging, then thirdly would be the academic piece. And our goal is to stretch each kid as far as we can academically. And it's worked for us. We've always been a good school district, but I truly believe in the last 10 years we've went from good to great, and now we're working on going from great to excellent. So yes, testing, it is important, but to me it's third on the list.
Going back to clubs, is there any new clubs or activities for this year?
Yes, we have great participation here at Marysville High School, and a credit to our teaching staff. We have 17 clubs that are voluntarily led by teachers. And this is in addition to sports and extracurricular things like student council and NHS and those things. These are clubs done during the day, and this year we added Spanish club. Mrs. Guazdala leads that club, and we're having a real good turnout with that group.
Can you give us any new information about new classes for the next year, or maybe even new teachers that are coming in?
Yeah, that's a good question. At the semester, Dalton, we are going to get a new teacher to teach 2 sections here during the day. This new teacher will teach 3 sections at the middle school. The 2 sections here will focus on career reading and readiness. And what we're trying to do is really try to close the achievement gap. That's a high priority for us, that we stretch each and every kid individually. And I'm sure you're aware, and most of our community is well aware of, our advanced placement program, our AP program, to me is probably one of the best in the state of Michigan. So we're stretching a lot of our middle-of-the-road students and high-end students with our AP program. So what we're trying to do is some students who may struggle at times a little bit, maybe school's not quite as easy, we really want to do everything we can to get them stretched as far as we can academically. So we're adding this new class, again, it's called Reading for Career Readiness. And I think that's really going to help some of those kids, combined with our academic assistance class that we have. So that's really all that's new for this year that we see. I think with enrollment growth, we may be adding a new teacher next year, but we'll have to take a look at the numbers.
That's good to know. Speaking of being ready and knowing your grades and stuff, how has Skyward helped both the students and parents connect with teachers?
That's another good question. I think it's really important that we have Skyward. I think what Skyward does for our students and for our parents, it gives immediate feedback. And I'm sure you probably know that. In the olden days, not that many years ago, Dalton, students would take a test or do a homework assignment, turn it in. It might be days or a week or two before they even found out what they got on that test or assignment. The way it is today is we try to give kids immediate feedback. We want kids to know where they stand, and I'm sure you're one of them. Students are always looking on their Chromebook or on their phone, trying to find out what they did on their test. So I really think it's a huge benefit to our kids. And then parents at times were out of the loop in the olden days, but today they can sign up and be part of this circle, staying in touch daily with their kids and their grades. So I think it's been a huge benefit for our students and parents.
Speaking with more student activities and stuff, is there any big trips planned for this year at any time?
Yes, there are. We're pretty excited. We have 2 big trips this school year, and this doesn't happen every year. The first big trip that is planned, choir has been planning for quite a while to go to Washington, D.C. They've connected with your communication arts class, our M6. So to my best of my knowledge, Mr. Smith and a few of his communication arts students, and Mr. Martin and several of his choir students will be spending 3 or 4 days in Washington, D.C. on an educational trip. A little bit later than that in the spring is our Viking Regiment, or actually the 9th grade band also, the band class 9 through 12. They go every 3 years to Disney. This year, a little extra has been added. They are also going to Universal Studios. So they'll march at Universal Studios and spend a day or 2 there. They'll also go to Magic Kingdom in March and lead the parade at Magic Kingdom. And then I believe they go to Epcot, and they also go to Hollywood Studios. So an exciting opportunity for several Marysville students.
Also sounds like it's going to be pretty hectic trying to plan all that.
Yeah,
together.
it is. Yeah, it takes some time, but we have great leadership. Mr. Smith, Mr. Martin, Mr. Dusso. It's quality parent chaperones. We do everything to make these things as safe and as smooth as possible for our students.
Well, good. You are watching Student Connection on M6, your hometown station. I'm Dalton Hollinsworth here with Mr. Farnsworth, and we'll be back right after this short break.
In order to beat breast cancer, I knew I would have to lose my breasts. But to reclaim my life, I chose breast reconstruction.
Each year, nearly 150,000 women will learn they will undergo a mastectomy due to breast cancer. But 7 out of 10 women are never told about their breast reconstruction options. And the numbers are even worse for minorities. That needs to change.
This living can't be called living if it's really only half a life. She's a flower that grows despite cement walls, and she will survive. She will survive.
I wrote the song Flower to raise awareness of this important issue. Breast reconstruction is a very important part of the healing process, both physically and emotionally. And all women should know their reconstruction options. Download my song Flower to share the message and help us share the knowledge that women can feel whole again.
Loyalty.
Teamwork.
Responsibility.
Sacrifice.
Determination.
Compassion. Respect.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am.
I am. I am.
An athlete.
Sports do not build character. They reveal it.
Welcome back to Student Connections on M6, your hometown station. I'm Dalton Hollinsworth, and along with me here is Mr. Farnsworth. Mr. Farnsworth, glad to have you back. Yes. What are some of the biggest changes you've seen from starting your career here at Marysville till now?
I've seen lots of changes. I have been at Marysville Public Schools as an administrator for 23 years. At Marysville High School, I think, Dalton, the biggest change I've seen is focusing on each and every student. And the way we educate today, I think, is different. You go back 23 years ago, and maybe your parents when they were in school. I think the teachers taught, and whether the students learned it really wasn't that important. They were just given a grade, whether it was passing or failing. Where today, the focus is on learning. Learning is the constant. Every kid is going to learn and be successful at Marysville High School. Now, we might have to take more time, or we might have to change the instruction, but we're going to do whatever it takes for each student to be successful. So I think a focus on students and their learning is the biggest change I've seen between today and 23 years ago. And it works. Our kids are being very successful. Our test scores show it. We have the highest test scores in the history of Marysville, highest test scores in St. Clair County. And it just feels so good because our kids are so happy and they're being successful each and every day.
And it seems good that every year it seems like we're progressing just a little bit here and there, just getting better as we go on test scores and everything. It's really showing.
You're exactly right, Dalton, yes.
Another big change that it's an obvious change is the new school. How has the new school benefited us as a whole?
Yeah, it has benefited us, and we need to thank the community. This community stepped up, and they're paying some extra tax dollars to provide this beautiful facility for our students. I think our students appreciate it. We have one of the nicest high schools in Michigan, and the students, not only the nice facilities of the gyms and the pool and weight room in this M6 studio, I think the bigger piece being the quality education that's happening in the classrooms. The classrooms have different lighting. It's indirect light and natural light from outdoors, the sound. The hallways are wider. Each student has their own locker. The conduct of our students and the safety of our students, for example, this year so far we've had 0 physical conflicts between students. And in most high schools that's unheard of, and we haven't had anything. So yeah, we feel real fortunate to have one of the nicest high schools in Michigan. I think our students appreciate it, they take good care of it, and my obligation is to maintain it. We want to maintain this and keep it safe, keep it clean for the next generation of students.
Another big thing for both the community and the students is homecoming.
Yes.
Is there any new changes for the next year on homecoming?
There are, Dalton. I mean, we try to do, each year we evaluate and see what we can do to make things better. I think you're probably aware, I think there's been a push in our community to maybe, and I've heard it from some students and some parents, and we greatly appreciate the input of maybe going to a formal homecoming, because we have gotten away from that for many, many years. So evaluating it at the end of this year, I feel like the homecoming dance that we did Friday after the game, we weren't getting very good student attendance.
Yeah.
So we are going to change that. Next year we are having a formal homecoming. It's going to be the Saturday, so the players and all the students can take time to get ready. So we're really looking forward to a change, and I think our students are going to appreciate that change for next year, yes.
It's definitely going to be an exciting experience to see what kind of turnout that's going to be, too.
Yeah, I think it will. I think the students really want this to happen, so.
If you had the choice, would you have rather gone through school when you did, or would you have rather gone through Marysville High School now?
Okay. Well, Dalton, I think you've done your homework, because I did graduate from Marysville High School, and this is in 1980, so it goes back 36 years. I got to say, I had a wonderful high school experience at Marysville High School. I think the experience our kids get today is better. I really believe that. I think our teachers in Marysville schools 35, 40 years ago, they were absolutely doing their best, but we know so much more about how to educate children, how to work as a team. We've embraced, our teaching staff have fully embraced professional learning communities where you work together for one common cause, and that's student learning. And I think that's had such a powerful impact on our kids. So if I had a choice, I had a great experience, but I think today would be better, yes.
I have one more question for you, and this is also going to tie in past and present. I hear you're a big fan of Captain America.
Yes, yes.
And I know Marvel's a big thing right now with all the new movies and coming out. Do you prefer the comic version or the new modernized, more realistic version of Steve Rogers?
Well, Dalton, I appreciate that you've done your homework. I like them both. In the olden days, the Justice League of America, the old school, of course I like that, but like the movies today with Marvel and with Captain America, and seeing being revitalized. Some of these old superheroes from when I was a kid. It's exciting to see, and it's exciting to see young kids getting interested in it, as I was when I was young. So I'm enjoying both. Yes.
That's good to know. Well, that's all the time we have for here today. This has been Student Connections on M6, your hometown station. I'm Dalton Hollingsworth, and I've been joined here today with Mr. Farnsworth, and thank you for coming.
Thank you, Dalton.